guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing another declutter. This time we are going through my bronzers. I am kind of going quickly now through my declutter because we are getting ready to move and I really want to finish all of the decluttering before the move. I don't want to move stuff that I'm getting rid of. I'm sure you guys can understand. So that's why they're coming a little quicker, closer together now, just trying to get through it. But yeah, these are my bronzers. This is probably the smallest category for my makeup collection. I have a lot obviously for bronzer, but I don't have as many as I do in other categories, so this shouldn't take too long. Real quick disclaimer, I'll let you guys know what I'm doing with the makeup. For the things that I am not keeping, I will be passing a lot of it to friends and family. There will be a few select items that I purchased with my own money that are in really good condition that I might be selling on my blog sale. So if you're interested in checking that out, I will have it linked down below. There are a few items still on my blog sale that are available from previous declutters, so make sure to check that out if you are at all interested. But let's go ahead and jump in to the declutter. I want to start with this bronzer here. This is from Guerlain, and this is the Terracotta Mineral Bronzer. It is in the shade Dark. My mom actually picked this up for me from TJ Maxx. We found it at TJ Maxx. I haven't got a chance to try it yet because I just got it and then we went on out of town. So I do want to play with it and see if I can make it work for my skin tone. It might end up being too dark for me. I may end up getting rid of it. I'm just not ready to do that yet because I still haven't tested it out. So I am going to keep that for now. Next up, this is one of my favorite bronzers. This is from Nars. This is the Laguna bronzer, but it's from the, what do they call these? I think they call them the Sun Diffused bronzers. They're a little bit less pigmented than the original Laguna. It has like this crisscross pattern on it. I really enjoy this bronzer. I think it is really fantastic. I like the original Laguna as well, but they're very different. They are not the same bronzer. This is a lot lighter pigmentation and a lighter color as well, but I think it is a fantastic bronzer and I'm definitely going to be hanging on to that one. Alright, next I have this NYX Matte Bronzer and I have the shade Medium. This is a really nice bronzer for the drugstore. I think it's really good amount of pigmentation. It lasts on the skin. It's very easy to blend, so I do enjoy this one and I will be keeping that as well. Next I have the Algenist. This is called the Color Correcting Bronzer. This is such a great bronzer. I don't know why more people don't talk about this. It is fantastic for a fair to light skin tone. It's not really deep enough for like a medium skin tone, but I don't know if it comes in other colors. I'm not sure, but I love it. It's one of those foolproof bronzers that no matter how heavy-handed you get with it, it doesn't look crazy. So I love it. I think it's fantastic. I will be keeping that one. Next I have this NYC Smooth Skin Bronzer. This is in the shade Sunny. I used to like this bronzer a lot, but the last few times I've reached for it, I just feel like it looks a little patchy on my skin. I don't know if it's just that I've owned this particular one too long, or maybe I've just tried better things and it's not for me anymore. I'm not sure, but I am going to go ahead and declutter this. Next, I have this from the Balm. This is the Bahama Mama. Just like with the Hot Mama in the blush category, it has sentimental value to me, so I will never be decluttering this. I won't be decluttering this one. I'm definitely going to hang on to that. Alright, next I have this bronzer from Pretty Vulgar. This is in the shade Bronzed B. I think it's the medium bronzer from them. I think this bronzer is okay, but it's not the best match for me. It's just a little bit dark and a little bit warm. So for that reason, I have a lot of other bronzers I prefer over this one and I never reach for it. I'm going to go ahead and let go of that. Alright, next I have this Too Faced. This is the Sweet Tea bronzer. This is one of my favorites as well. I love the little bit of glow that it gives to the skin. The color is perfect again for my skin tone. It's a really nice shade and I really enjoy it. I will be keeping that. Next I have this Makeup Geek bronzer. This is in the shade Sunkissed. I recently mentioned this in my Shop My Stash and talked about how it's one of my favorites. I have been really enjoying this and I'm definitely hanging on to that one as well. Oh, sorry, the kids are being loud, but I'm fighting my camera because my battery is about to die, so I have to keep going. I can't wait for them to quiet down. Oh, I just got this dirty. So this is from Marc Jacobs. I need to clean the front of it off, but this is the newer one, the Tantastic Bronzer, the Omega Bronze. I love this. Love, love, love this. It's a little bit more of a cooler undertone and a little bit of a lighter pigmentation, so it works great, again, on fair to light skin tones. I have a light skin tone, so that's what I look for. It works really nice on my skin tone. I really enjoy this. I love the size of it. It's just a great all-around bronzer. I highly recommend it, and I will be keeping mine. All right, next I have this Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess. This I actually received in PR. I think this is a nice bronzer. I think it's a little overpriced for what you're getting, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend picking it up if you don't already have it, but so I do like it enough to keep mine, but I would not repurchase it. But I do like it enough. I do reach for it, so I'm going to keep that one as well. All right, next I have this Clarins Bronzer. This is a limited edition bronzer from, they had the summer 2018 collection. It was part of that collection. This also came to me in PR. I do enjoy this. You can see I've already worn the pattern down a lot. I pretty much circle my brush on these top two colors. I feel like the bottom one is a little dark on me, but it's a great bronzer. I've been really enjoying it, and I definitely want to hang on to that as well. All right, next I have this one here from Benefit. This is the Hoola Bronzer. Again, such a great bronzer. You guys will hear me say this over and over again. I really narrowed my collection down already to things that I absolutely love. So if I'm a little redundant about loving things, that is why I've already decluttered many, many times. So we're down to like the things that I really love, unless it's something new I was testing. But anyway, this Hoola Bronzer is definitely staying in my collection. I love it. Same thing with this Fiona Styles one. This one is so good. She doesn't sell this in a single anymore, which is really sad. It's in the shade Ayeko, by the way. But I think you can still find it in, it's like a 3-piece palette that has a few different bronzers. It's really fantastic for fair to light skin tone. It's a little on the light side for pigmentation, so if you're any darker than a light, this would not show up on you. Okay, my camera died. The kids are being loud. This video's been a little bit of a struggle, but we're gonna keep on going. You can't stop in the middle of a declutter. So anyways, I was saying this works great for light skin tones. I definitely recommend it if you can still find it somehow. All right, next I have this Rimmel Natural Bronzer. This is in the shade Sun Bronze. This is too warm on me. I just don't reach for it. It's just a little too warm. I have other drugstore bronzers that I prefer over this one, so I will be decluttering that. Speaking of drugstore bronzers that I prefer over that one, this number 7 bronzer, I really enjoy this. This is in the shade Caramel. This is fantastic. I really enjoy that one, so I will be keeping that one. I'm going to jump ahead because I have another drugstore one that I really love, and this is from L'Oreal. This is the Glam Bronze. I think they repackaged this. I can't remember the name of the new one, but I'll try to put it on the screen. I have the shade Light. This is a great bronzer. It's so good. It really reminds me of Nars Laguna, the original one, not the one I showed you at the beginning. This is such a great bronzer. I highly recommend trying it if you have not. And one more drugstore bronzer that I'm in love with, of course. This is from Physicians Formula. It's the Butter Bronzer, and I have the shade that is just called Bronzer, not the light one. You can see the pattern's worn down a lot in this. I really enjoy this. This is definitely not going anywhere. All right. Continuing on, I have this bronzer here from Sephora Collection. I believe they just repackaged this again. They keep repackaging it, so it might look different than this now, but I know they do still have it. I have the shade Fiji. This is a fantastic bronzer as well. It has the tiniest bit of shimmer to it, but it's very, very subtle. And this one works really for like light to medium skin tone. I think it's a really good bronzer, and I definitely recommend that one. All right, next up I have this one from Tarte. This was one that my kids actually purchased during the Kids Buy My Makeup Challenge. Kira picked this out for me and I love it. This is the Park Avenue Princess Bronzer, the one that has a little bit of a shimmer to it. It's a really, really great bronzer. I definitely use this a lot and I love it, so I will be keeping that one. All right, next up I have an Hourglass Bronzer. I have the shade Luminous Bronze Light. I do enjoy this one quite a bit. It gives a really beautiful glow to the skin, but it's not crazy shiny. I think it's just a really good formula and definitely one I want to hang on to as well. All right, next up I have this Givenchy Bronzer. Again, this came to me in PR. I have the shade number 2, Dose Saison, I believe. I don't really like this bronzer. I feel like it's just a little too orange. The coloring isn't bad. Like, it's not too deep. It's just too orange. Like, just a little too warm for my skin tone. And it's very expensive for what it is. So, unfortunately, I am going to have to get rid of this one. It just doesn't work on me. So, I'm kind of sad because the formula is not bad. It's just the color that's off. Alright, I have a few of these Too Faced bronzers, so let's talk about them together. The first one I have is the Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I have a miniature size of this, which I didn't remember to grab, but I've been using it for my makeup use-up project for this year. I think this is just a slight bit dark on me. It works okay in the summer, but it's not great. I have to really kind of work with it and to make it look right on me. So for that reason, I don't want to hang on to this. I'm going to use up the one I have in a project, which is in baby size, and I'm going to go ahead and declutter this full-size one. I don't even think I ever used that full-size one. And then I have this, which is the Milk Chocolate Soleil. I do prefer this one for my skin tone because I can use it all year round and I don't have to like be light-handed or anything like that. So I will be keeping that one. And the last one I have from Too Faced, this is the Pink Leopard one. This one I like to use more as a blush. I really need to move this to my blush drawer. In fact, I am going to move it to my blush drawer. It's kind of like a rose gold color. It's a little bronzy, but it's more pink, like a pinky bronze. So I'm going to move that to my blush drawer because I use it more as a blush. Alright, next I have a Becca bronzer, and I have the shade Capri Coast on this one. Again, this is one of my favorites. I love this one. I do reach for this one quite often, and I will be hanging on to that. Alright, just a few left. This one here is from the Estee Edit. This is the Barest bronzer in light/medium. You can't get these anymore, which is kind of sad. I think this is a really nice bronzer, and I do enjoy it. I'm not ready to let go of that one. It had a weird overspray on it, which I kind of scraped off, and I really like the product that was underneath. So I will be keeping that one. Next I have a MAC bronzer. This is from the Wash and Dry collection. This is the Delicates bronzer. This is actually very, very close dupe to the Physicians Formula one, which is a lot cheaper. You can't get this Delicates bronzer anymore, but if you wanted something similar, go get the Physicians Formula one because they're almost identical. I wouldn't spend the money again on this one since I can get that Physicians Formula one for half the price, but since I already have this, I'm going to keep it and continue to use it. And the last bronzer I have in my collection is from Smashbox, and this is the Suntan Matte Bronzer. This has also been discontinued. I really like this one though. It's got that really nice kind of cooler undertone. It works really nice on my skin tone, and I will be hanging on to that. So let's see what I did. Alright, so it looks like I was able to declutter 5 bronzers. I don't think that's too bad considering I don't have as many products in this category. I'm happy with that, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this declutter. I don't remember what I have left to declutter. I believe we're going to be going to foundations next. I think that's the next category, but I hope you enjoyed watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!